Deborah Snyder, congratulations for getting the film made, getting the film released. Let me start with kind of a technical question. Was there at any point a cut that you felt confident that it was kind of ready to show to the world? And if not, why you guys really wanted to have the opportunity to work on this version and to finish it and to have the necessary budget to come up with something that is complete and very cinematic?
Well, when we left the film, Zach wanted to have a version of the film that we could have for ourselves, that we could show to our friends and family. And traditionally, on the films that we do, we've always had like a longer director's cut that goes to DVD. So we had this version of the film, and it wasn't quite 4 hours, but it was, you know, it was definitely over 3.5 hours. And it had broken down into parts. It was very thematic, but it was in no way ready to show, you know, to anyone. The music was temp. It had temp visual effects. In fact, it was in black and white because it looked so crazy, because sometimes there was drawings or it was previs or there was a shot done that the only way to really see it was if we made it in black and white, it kind of like smoothed it out. Mm-hmm. So we had this version and we didn't think anyone would see it. And then one day after the anniversary of the release, we got a call very early in the morning. I think it was at like 6:30 in the morning from our agent. And he said, "Are you guys sitting down?" And we had known what was going on with the Snyder Cut campaign, release the Snyder Cut. We had been kind of seeing it, but like never in our wildest imagination did we think that like, you know, anyone was paying that close attention or that they would ever actually want to finish it. And the studio came and our agent said, "Well, I just got a call and do you guys want to put Zack's cut on HBO Max? But, you know, they don't really have any money for it, so we can put the rough cut up." And we were like, "Ooh, well, like, that's not really possible because, like, you can't, some of the music was like needle drop music. You can't just like put something, it's a little bit more complicated than that." And he said, "Well, what is it? What will it take?" And we said, "Well, I don't know. You know, I don't know." So we hadn't even watched it in about a year, probably. Wow. And so I think the biggest undertaking was to figure out like what would it take to get it done and to do it on the down low, because if the fans found out we were trying to figure it out, it would have like, and we didn't want to raise anyone's hopes. So we got together our team, we put this presentation together, and then we actually, Zach's like, "Well, I would want to do a little bit of work because I didn't think this was actually going to be shown." It was like, I left with my cut of the movie. And we ended up pitching them. We did a bunch of analytics about like the why of it, and also said, "Listen, this isn't just like, oh, it's a couple new scenes. Like this is a whole new thing, and we're going to show it to you." And they finally said yes, but then the pandemic struck and the shutdown happened, and then they were like, "Well, that's it, I guess." And we go, no, this is actually the right time to do it, because a lot of these companies have no work now because all production shut down. We can do it all remotely. We can get this done. And when they finally said yes, then it was like, oh geez, now we have to pull it off because they wanted it by March of this year. So we had like 7 months to like deliver this epic movie.
What about those hopes of fans expecting to see the Snyderverse restore and continue, and the chance of seeing that continuation directly from this movie versus something maybe smaller, and why not something with, I know, Ben Affleck as a Batman on a series, something like that?
Listen, I think we've spent so much time trying to get to this point that we never thought would happen. I'm just trying to like take a deep breath and enjoy the moment. So not really thinking like, you know, I think for us, this was like finishing this journey to get the Justice League together, and that's good enough for us. And I just now want to like take a deep breath because we've been like sprinting to the finish line.
And you deserve it. Thank you so much for your time, and congratulations again.
Thank you.